Here we are, once again, church, together. Look around, see who's here, who's sitting beside you, who's near. Look around and see. The majority of us have probably grown up in church, maybe not this church, but a church. And most of us do the best we can to follow the path of Jesus Christ and the teachings of Christ. Look around. Some of us are seekers. We have found a spiritual home here in this place, but as seekers, we're not sure what we believe or what it is that we are actually seeking. And I suppose there are some of us here today, possibly many of us, who know exactly what we believe and exactly what it is that we seek. So what about everybody else? What about the other people? What about all of those people who are not here? Most likely you know some of them. Some are your friends who have chosen other things to do today or any other given Sunday of the year. Some are your family member, even your spouses who have chosen to stay home. Most are people, however, that you've never met. They're not here because perhaps they may be disillusioned with church. Some are not here because they are turned off by church. Some are angry at church, and some have been turned away by church. And some, they've never really ever thought of stepping foot inside a church. There is a question, however, that both believers and unbelievers share and wrestle with all their lives. It is one of those ultimate questions of life, which is this: what happens after we die? Very wise people throughout the centuries have sought to answer that very fundamental question of life. It's a question that people and various faith traditions cannot agree on or come up with an answer to. And so we struggle with similar questions. Will God save every person? Does God welcome those who have spent a lifetime running away from God or church or faith? Are there limits to God's love? Today's story that Tom read to you is a story that's hopefully familiar, but it's the beloved parable that Jesus told of a prodigal son. It's a story about running and seeking and returning and reconciling. Jesus tells the story about a father and his two sons. The story that Jesus tells first focuses on the younger son, who asks his father for a portion of his inheritance. And then he leaves and goes off to a distant country, putting as much space between his father and himself as possible. Then in this distant land, the young boy does as he pleases. He spends everything, even his self-worth, and he finds himself keeping company with pigs and just dying of hunger. Meanwhile, back home, the father waits. Through all the days and nights of the son's absence, the father waits. Jesus said that the Father waited until that day when His Son finally turns back in the direction of home. And when the Son finally returns home, the Father was waiting there to embrace Him. Jesus says His Father was filled with compassion. He ran out to His younger son, puts His arms around him, and kisses him. So, what about the older brother? I'm the younger brother, so I know how older brothers act. I know how jealous they are. Good thing my older brother doesn't know how to do Facebook either. Apparently the older brother sees no reason to be grateful that the younger brother has returned home. The older brother seems blinded to the grace-filled love and compassion of the Father. And hopefully, in time, reconciliation will take place among the two sons, and the older brother will join the celebration as well. Family dynamics. You have these family dynamics in your own families as well. A father and two sons. Let's be honest, church. We might see ourselves in one of these characters, but most often we probably see ourselves in the person of the younger son. The younger brother who was lost, seeking, being forgiven, and returning home. Because we like that. We like to be the ones who are maybe have been lost, but we like to be welcomed and shown love and forgiveness and compassion. But perhaps like the older brother, there is something of him in all of us as well. Maybe something in us that resents the freedom of God to be compassionate and grace-filled. So grace-filled that in the end, everyone will eventually return home. Think about that. Dare we hope that everyone will return home. There are some people who argue that it makes absolutely no sense to be Christian if people can inherit the kingdom of God without being Christian. That the whole reason for believing in Jesus Christ, some people argue, is to avoid the judgment of God and to receive eternal salvation and life everlasting. That's the victory of the cross, they say. That's the central message of Easter. Now we get it, and others don't. Being Christian means being on the right side. That those who are not Christians are on the wrong side. But church, there's something very wrong about that kind of thinking, don't you think? That's not our belief here. For us, God is so much larger than that. God's love is beyond family dynamics of deciding who is in and who is out. Those of us here at Bethany Christian Church who have come to know the love and the grace and the mercy of Jesus Christ want everyone in the world to come to the same joy and the peace that we know and experience. That's why we're here, to experience the peace and the joy and the compassion of God and the love of Jesus Christ that is so grace-filled that we are invited to come here and feast every single Sunday. Eternal things are not our business. We know that. Eternal things are God's business. And as Jesus parable of the prodigal son shows God does not force love upon us. God surrounds us with love, woos us in with love, approaches us in love, even maybe to the point of running and embracing us with love, but all the while, like the younger son, giving us the freedom to accept or reject this love. God waits. Always waits for us to turn, which is the meaning of repentance, to turn and walk or face or approach life in a new direction or a new way. To turn in a new direction and, like the younger son, to come running back home. There's a poem by Robert Frost, and there's a verse in the poem that says, "Home is the place that when you come back to home, they always have to let you back in." Maybe home is like that for some of us. Maybe we have ran away, and maybe we find ourselves wanting to run back to receive the love and the compassion that comes with home. The Father waits, Jesus says. There, church, is our hope. Until is the key word in this whole passage. In the end, no matter how we have lived, no matter what we have believed, the mistakes we have made, the victories that we have achieved, in the end, our hope is in a persistent, patient, ever-seeking love of God. And each week, God invites us home and says, "Come. There is a feast here waiting for you." In this season of Lent, sometimes we run away from faith, or we search for what we believe in a variety of ways. And sometimes we struggle with the ultimate questions of life. What happens after we die? Does God's love save everyone? What about those people who are on the outside? Are they welcomed on the inside as well? Lent is a 40-day journey in which we are challenged with some of life's basic questions. No, church, this is home. This is home. Because this is a place where everyone is received and where everyone rejoices with the feast. Won't you stand as we now prepare and sing a hymn symbolic of return and welcome?